Yo, yo.
Hey.
They say it's live. I don't see no numbers coming in. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the room.
Come on in the room.
I don't see the number things coming up.
Come
there we
on.
go. There we go. Come on. Anthony
Hey,
Jones.
Antonique. Hey,
What's going
Tammy.
on, Tammy? Come on, Saints. Come on in the room. I don't know who that is.
Hey, James.
Jasmine. Oh, this is Jasmine.
This is.
Jose. What's going on, Jose?
Hey, Jay. How you doing, Jay?
Rob. What's going on? Coffee and Conversations. Go follow them.
Hey, Kristen.
Christian Riley. What's up? What's up?
Hey, guys. Hey. Hey, Jay. JJ.
Mr. Lewis. Germany.
Hey, what up, Germany?
What's going on?
What's up, family?
Come on in the room.
I miss you so much, Jay. Hey, cuz. Hey, Jacquette.
Cookie. What it be like? What up? What up? Come on in.
Hey, Tamara. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Hey, Felicia.
What's going on?
Hey, Kenneth. How y'all doing tonight?
Ken, what's going
Hey,
on?
Rob.
Hey, Ken just did a Facebook like, praise the Lord, Saint. He just did one on, what's it, chasing a woman? I mean, no, wait, I forgot. Hey, I miss you too, cousin. No, he was talking about she doesn't like you or something. Go follow Ken, man. It was funny. So, guys, come on
Kendra.
in. Come on in. Today's topic.
I love you all. I love you too, Tamara.
Love you.
Hey, Andrea.
Today's topic is going to be about single mothers relinquishing control.
Hey, Raymond.
That there is no possible way to be a single mother and be married at the same time. Ain't that right?
Hey, Drayvon.
So come on. I see Drayvon. What up, buddy? Hey, Drayvon, I'm waiting on that Harold's, man.
Hey, what's up, Isaac? What's up, bro? Happy anniversary to the Watsons.
Yeah,
Isaac and Brittany Watson. Happy anniversary. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Mercedes. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong.
That's not actually saying a little bit. Raymond, what's going on, twin? Hey,
Carolyn.
Raymond Johnson, him and his brothers, they taught me how to dress,
Love
man.
you, Carolyn.
I was a shorty. I ain't know how to dress. I used to watch them
Hey,
dress.
Ryan. Hey, Danny. What's up?
Danny. Raymond, what it be like?
Hey, Freddie.
That's my cousin, Freddie.
Hey,
boy.
cuz.
He a West Sider. So, yeah, guys, come on in. Hey, Prophet Carolyn. Prophet, I see you there.
Prophet is in the building. Hey, Lonnie.
So come on in. So today's topic is going to be about single mothers relinquishing control.
Hey, Tashina.
And if you guys never met me, my name is Keith, and this is my lovely wife Tiffany.
Hey. Thank you. Hey, I'm Tiffany Strong. We are a blended family. We have 4 children, ages 14, 12, she's about to be 13, 7, and 3. Chloe she'll be 4 in October. Yeah. I had a son previous before Keith and I got married, and he had a daughter before we got married. And so when we got married,
Shavante.
When we got married, James was 3 and Kimaya was 2. So we are a blended family. We have 2 younger siblings, with 2 younger children together, which is the 7 and the 3.5-year-old together, Caleb and Chloe.
Yeah, you said we've been married 10 years.
We've been married 9.5, almost. It'll be 10 years in March.
Going on 10 years. So we ain't no fly by night.
Hey, Shavante, I love you.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't read no book.
Hey, Jeremiah.
And try to tell you something. This is what this is real life for us. These ain't no gimmicks. These ain't no lies. These ain't no this is a real testimony.
Yeah.
So what we want you to do, guys, I need you to share this video. I want you to tag somebody in the comments that this might bless, but I need you to share it. Hey, Liz. Hey, Quanika McBride. Hey, I need you to share it. I need thumbs. I need hearts. I need wow faces. But share this. Sandra Hines, what's going on? Share this video. Share it. Tag people in it, and let's get this conversation on the road. So today's topic is single mothers relinquishing control. Yeah. And what it is a lot of America is being catered to the single mother. Yeah. Single mothers are recipients of they get the food stamps, they get Section 8, they get low income, they get the state Medicare, the child care, low income housing. Women even are the recipients of most business loans. Women are the most educated. There are more women entrepreneurs than men.
Come on through, women.
Women are the majority, and women even are the majority of America's consumers. So if your business is making money, or if the shopping online network is making money, it's because women are the most consumers. and another thing is single women and single mothers run our local churches. Most of our churches they are in leadership. They paying the most tithes. They giving the most money. The women are really. Beyonce came out with a hit a couple years ago. Video got like 400 million views, and it says, "Who won the world? Girls." And I do believe that the women, black, white, purple, blue, Chinese, black, they run our economy. They run our world. Hey, Pastor Helen, they run our economy and they run our world. So then it comes to the issue is, if a woman is carries the most degrees, has the most paying job, if the women are running corporate America, if the women are the most entrepreneurs, and the women are doing all these great things, then the question is, do they know how to submit, or can they relinquish control? Women has done all these accomplishments, did all these great things to our society, during the whole time being a single mother. I mean, women, single mothers going to job, got 4 or 5 kids, taking them to daycare, being single mothers. They run the whole businesses. They going to school, getting degrees at the whole time being single mothers this whole time. So then they have to get married and they have to relinquish control, but it's very hard. Why? Because they've done most of these things on their own. Yeah. Most of the men they meet, they're more educated than him. Yep. They have more money than he do. They got a house he don't. They got a car he don't. I mean, folk be getting married. They get married. He moving her house. Mm-hmm. They get married. He driving her car. Yep. He moving. The kids like, look, we was here first. Yep. So so the question is that's one of the. I'm not sure on the fellas, or I'm on both sides. But then it's the question is, should women relinquish control, or is that the issue why they can't relinquish control? Can you help us out with that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest with this. With me, it was very hard. And I thought that, okay, I'm about to get married. This is about to be a breeze, But like I said before in the last Facebook, we never had like a blueprint of, I never had like something to follow on how this thing's supposed to look with married and already having a child. And so I when Keith and I, even were in our courtship days, we came into the marriage, with both our children. And so I already had like how our household was ran. I had a full-time job. I had my own car, I had my own place, and I had James. And so I didn't.
No, I did have a job, but I had my own place, and I didn't have my own car. No
right,
lie.
Didn't have a car. He had a job.
No, I was barely working. I don't even lie to you, barely. So.
Yeah. But so like it was almost like, okay, how am I gonna really fully submit like I'm supposed to with Keith when I'm married, but in my mind still I'm already independent, taking care of my son. And so it was really hard because I never had anybody to discipline James, or even I never had nobody to actually submit
Ray
to.
Jizzle, what's
so
going
I never
on?
really had nobody to discipline James besides me. And so when we get into this marriage and when discipline and all that stuff is talked about, I'm looking like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. Because I felt like I never was a woman that was controlling until I actually saw myself, actually controlling situations.
Yeah. And another thing is, we have to realize, and women have to realize, when the Bible tells a woman to submit to a man, to submit to the husband, I'm sorry, not a man, to your husband, He doesn't say that because the man is better than her. Yeah. He doesn't say that because the woman is beneath the man. He says that because he's given the husband more authority than the woman. Yeah. And authority doesn't mean control. Authority just means more responsibility. Yeah. So whenever you see, and women hate that word, submit. What? Submit? You know, it's not to be controlling. That's the way God set it up. Yeah. He told us to love our wife as a church, and he told the woman to submit to the husband. Yeah. And it's not for control. It's all about responsibility. God gave man the responsibility to be the head of his household. Yeah. So when we use the word submit, it's not control. It's just God has given the man more responsibility.
This is a good way to look at it too. Yeah. Submitting is I find his vision and I run with it.
Come on, somebody.
I run with his vision. I run. God gave us as women a womb so we can birth what God put into our husbands out. And so it's not like, oh, he about to control me or nothing like that. No, it is finding his vision, finding, defining what God put inside of him, praying that thing through and birthing it out.
Yeah. And the thing about women release control, it's a good topic because that's one of the things that destroy a blended family.
Yes.
You got two different cultures coming in. You got two different ways people grew up. But then you got this strong black woman. That's nothing with black women. I love y'all. Y'all can battle. Y'all can go through anything. Yeah. But when you come into a marriage or a blended family with this strong black woman mentality, and you don't know how to relinquish control, it can cause years of turmoil. Yeah. And then even the kids, even your child know when when you bring them child to the blended family, they can tell mother don't want relinquish control because they don't listen to the father, they don't listen to nothing he would say.
And it's very true because I'm speaking
Burton,
personally because I had actually experienced this because I had the whole mentality is I'm independent. It's not that I wanted to be that way. I mean, of course I wanted to be independent, but it's like I didn't have a choice. So sometimes men put us in that position as women that we don't have a choice but to do it. Because who gonna do it if we don't? Yeah. And so we're put in situations where I gotta make sure these bills is paid. I gotta make sure
women, not me, not here, but I know what you're saying,
babe. So you get put into these situations that you gonna make sure it get done, and so you're not gonna let me call Ray and John them or Cheryl and all that stuff. You gonna make sure you take care of your business as a woman, because one thing we not gonna do, a good mother, now there's some bad mothers out here, but a good mother is gonna make sure she take care of her children before she will go without before her children her child is. And so it puts you in that place. So you don't like I said, I believe if more men would
Jason McCoy, what's going on, man?
Would stand up stronger and, be more like I said, like with James, me and his dad, it didn't work out with his dad and I. And so it put me in, like his dad never ever disciplined him. Mm-hmm. And so I never had a man to discipline my child. And so it made me feel like, okay, well, I didn't have a reason. I didn't have a need for it. So when discipline came up or all that stuff came up, I'm like, oh shoot, what am I about to do with this? Yeah.
But another thing is to kind of go back a little bit. That control, that will bring on divorces. They even bring in infidelity. When women can't relinquish that control, it makes the man feel less than. Yeah. It makes him feel inferior. It makes him feel small and belittled. And the thing about it is, that's why you see marriages where you see the wife running everything. She making all the shots.
He said, man just been almost surrendered.
But the women, she never relinquished control because one, fellas, I gotta say it. You brothers were lazy. You come into this marriage, you ain't got no job, no car. You got bad credit. You got to put everything in her name. You move in her house. So, I mean, of course.
All you got the clothes you came
with.
But. And they dirty. You need her to wash them.
That brother came with a bag of clothes and they dirty. It's like, so he got to use her water to wash them and her detergent. Her kids' detergent. So this brother come with a bag, not saying that you can't be a godly husband or God won't, because God honors marriage, period. If you get married, I don't care how way you did it. Once you say I do and make that covenant before heaven and hell, God will honor marriage. Yeah. But fellas, you gotta give women something to submit to. Come on, somebody. Amen. You gotta give women something to submit to. Now, mind you, when I met Tiff, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have all those things, but she'd tell you once I said I do, I'm from the hood, so there was always a grind in me.
But
so,
what was different about Keith? Keith is a go-getter. So he wasn't a lazy man. He wasn't a man just sitting around waiting for something to come to him. He went out and got it. And so it wasn't that I knew, what type of man that he was, even though, he might not have had his own car. It's okay. You got to start somewhere. But eventually he got his own car. He had several cars and paid them off. And so, it wasn't like I was messing with a scrub, nothing like that. It was not like that. He was a go-getter. He was a hard worker. He was a man that loved God. And he had an expected end. He had a future.
Yeah. And like I said, and that's true. So it is true that you can't marry potential, but you can. She saw more than me what I saw in myself. Now I could have ended up and been lazy, didn't want to work, do everything, but fellas, you gotta get something women to submit to. And ladies, if you hard working and you got your own, she got her own car, she got her own, you know what I'm saying? If you doing all that, God bless you, you supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But my thing is you can't submit to anybody. But if you do submit to a good man, you have to learn how to relinquish. You have to learn how to let that control go. Let it go on your money, what y'all eat, where y'all live, what y'all drive, how y'all discipline y'all kids. That's one thing, women. When I got ready to whip James, you should have seen the look on Tiff's face, boy. She like, wait a minute, wait. Just give him another chance, and
that was something that was very, very hard for me because I never really had to really deal with that. And so it was really, and I had to really ask God, like, what is this that's making me so uncomfortable or so nervous about Keith actually disciplining James, and God showed me that it was control. It was like, and it was almost like I kind of smothered James because I'm gonna be honest, I tried to make up for what his daddy lacked in.
Yeah.
And so, and this is prior to me even meeting Keith. But I felt that, and I know I'm not a man, and I can't teach James how to be a man or any man how to be a man because I'm a woman and I embrace my womanhood.
Ooh, I got a topic when it hit too.
But the thing of it was just, I felt like, okay, I'm gonna be the mother. And I don't want to say the father, but I'm just going to overcompensate for what his dad. No, I'm not going to say it.
Because black women got this thing, which is control. Tell me something. I'm your father and your mother. It's impossible.
It is.
It's witchcraft.
I've never
one.
Said
number two. Because, you can only be that man's mother. That boy's or that woman's mother. You can't be his father. You ain't got... Yeah. You a woman, right? So the thing about that's another level of control.
It is.
And don't get me wrong, women, single mothers have it.
Single
mothers have it. Hey, Pastor Reggie Roy, what's going on? But we need a lot of hearts. But single mothers have it very hard.
Yeah.
They have it very hard. And I understand why the society make you think I'm your mother and your father. You can only be their mother. You can't fill the void of a father. No matter what you do, no matter how much stuff you give them, no matter how much you do for them, you cannot fill the void of his father not being there. And then watch this. And when you do marry a man who want to love you and your child, you got to let him be his daddy too. You got to let that man be that. That's another control. What issue we had was, it was good. Take him to the baseball games. Come on, somebody. To go up to his school. Come on, somebody. When it got time to discipline him, she was like, nah, bro, you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's that control.
You gotta,
if you're going to let me be his daddy, let me be his daddy 24/7, 365 days a year, and all the way around the board. You can't pick and choose what you want me to be because you're trying to be controlling.
And it was really hard because, like I said, I had to go to God and ask God, like, what is this? Like, why am I so, tensed up? And I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I trust God. I love God with all my heart. But a part of me, even though I was married, a part of me did not fully trust my husband. And not in a bad way, like he's going to harm James. But it was a part of me like, I'm scared with this. And, I had to allow God to, really heal those wounds in me. And I had to really dig deep and see what was this that was still in me. I knew it was control, but what's the root of that thing? Yeah. And I knew that it was, number one, I'm going to be honest. I had people in my ear, and when you may talk to one of your family members or something about something like, hey, this happened, just vent. You have to be very careful who you actually vent to, especially concerning your marriage, because you can actually tear your house down. it's like the Bible said, the little foxes destroy the vines. Yeah. And so even though you might be casually talking, thinking, oh, it's okay, you'll be tearing that thing down, and they'll be like, oh, girl, he might be abusing him. He might, and not saying James never been abused, but I'm just saying, and you'll be thinking like, dang, maybe I shouldn't. And so even that, and even actually when I was even a little girl, just dealing with fear and rejection, and in my mind, I'm like, I ain't gonna never let this happen to my son. I actually made a vow in my heart, and God actually showed me that, how I made a vow in my heart, how I'm not gonna never let nobody do how I was done, how I was done to my son. I'm not gonna never let that happen. And making vows in my heart, and that's witchcraft. Yeah. And I had to actually go back and repent for all that stuff and allow God to restore trust. And even though Keith did never do nothing to actually break trust, during those times, but I still was, a part of me was still like, dang, I don't really fully trust him with my son. And I was really nervous about that. Yeah.
And you know what? I ain't gonna even lie to you, because, I had a daughter coming in. And when Tiff used to get on my daughter, my feelings, I felt a little type of way too. Like, wait a minute, hold on, give another chance. So that control, women are good for it though. You know what I'm saying? But I had that in me, like, dude, this is my daughter. Slow down, get up off her back. You tripping, So there, we do have single father men that will be married. We do have men that have children from other marriages, and even me, I bucked a little bit too. Even to this now, I kind of cringe when she get on my door to keep my go climb that, So
because in our eyes, our kids can't do no wrong, right? Yeah. They be cutting up.
But you know why? I get over that, because I know deep in down that she loves my daughter. Come on, somebody, and she'll give her lives for her. So I mean, but that thing of control can go both ways. Yeah. But majority goes to the woman, because the woman has, and you know what? Even what's another thing? Come on, somebody. Not only do women don't know how to relinquish control financially or physically, it's spiritually as well. Come on, somebody, because women are what? They're used to being more spiritual, in church more, and so they submit to their pastor more than they submit to their own husband. I done tapped into something. That's another Come on, somebody. The pastor tell you to run, you run. You say how high. Your husband say, where you going?
I'm going to the church house.
And he at home in your house, dirty and nasty.
Now that's the problem.
So that thing of control can go. It's not only physical, but it can be spiritual. Yeah. And then at the same time, I can understand. But I can understand why women can be controlled spiritually. Men don't pray. They don't read their Bible. Yep. They got an excuse why they can't go to church. All he do is want our money. Well, the liquor store wants your money, and you keep going there. The strippers want your money, but you keep going back there. I mean, the dope man wants your money, the weed man wants your money, but you keep going back to him. So men make these excuses, I don't want to go to the house of God. And I can understand, and then that makes women have to what? Have to stand in the gap for their family. Yeah. When I get up every morning and pray, I intercede, I forgive as the head of the household. I pray for my wife on down to the kids, And so the women have to gain control to be the head, to gain control. So they're meeting men who have great potential. They meeting men who are not dogs, but they're more mature spiritually, financially, physically, and then so that means for years they're doing the most praying, they're doing the most fasting, they're doing the most seeking the word. Yeah. So then it's an issue. So that's another reason why women. Now, them not relinquishing control, and I've never seen, there's very few saved mothers. Now, the mothers know. You see a lot of mothers go to church Sunday and now, husband don't come, but they respect him. There's a way even if your husband not what God wants him to be or what he should be, you should supposed to respect him you should supposed to honor him like the Bible says you should.
Sarah called her husband Lord.
Lord. Come on, somebody. Lord. You can call me Lord. Lord.
Lord strong.
Yeah. So I mean, so that thing of control can go both ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta contend with the women. This is for you know what? This life for the single mothers and the single ladies, because I'm sorry. You gotta give up that control, but men gotta give you something to submit to. They have to. Yeah. They have to.
They do. Yeah. They do. I mean, you can't just be thinking somebody about to just surrender and submit to just something that, I mean, because kids are watching, like you said before. The kids are watching, and other people are watching too. And so you don't want to be like, dang, what do I have to follow? Okay, this is the head, but I don't have a good example of a head. Yeah. And so as men, I think that you guys need to 100%, strap on your hoods,
Yeah.
and put your boots up high, and do what you're supposed to do and take care of these families out here.
Yeah, and you know what? And in order to relinquish that control, you have to even it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take responsibility for some stuff. Show her that she doesn't have to do everything, and some women, and it could be pride because these women with these degrees, but I know you got degrees. But that having a degree and being an entrepreneur,
Cash, hey
Cassandra, having all these degrees doesn't make you a good mother or a good wife. No. So, but couples have to learn how to
blend it to come together.
Blend it, yeah, and just even out the authority. But but at the end of the day, God has given man authority over the wife, not to be controlling. But he's given the man more responsibility, and women have to understand that. Women have to love God's word and live by that, and you'll be blessed. The same way you honor your pastor and your boss, you should honor that man, even if he's not what you think he should be at the moment. So
absolutely.
Can I get some hearts, likes? Is y'all sharing this? So our thing is blended families. I believe that God is going to send revival to the ghetto and to the hoods. And I think if the ghetto, I'm talking about if the nitty gritty Inglewood, Auburn, Gresham coming to the house of God, this would be one of the things. Because in the ghetto, blended rates are high. I mean, the single mother and single father teen pregnancies are very high. It's very rare to find a man or a woman without a child. So if God brings revival to the hood and pours those people into His house. Yeah. We're gonna teach them to be married and believe in family. Yeah. Blended. Most of the church and most of our church leadership is blended. Yeah. And most of American families are blended. So this is a critical topic because God wants to bring revival to the ghetto.
I just want to say this. Pastor Heller made a good point. You are absolutely right. This does not happen overnight. Yeah. Like I said, when I met Keith, James was 3 years old. James is 14 now. And so I'm not even going to lie to you. Like we said before on the last post, Keith is more disciplinary than I am. I'm kind of more softer with the kids than him. Yeah. And so even with the kids now, I'm like, just give them one more chance. And so I still have to still ask God to take these things away from me. And we've been married almost 10 years. So this is not something that's going to happen overnight. You have to die daily to this stuff because this stuff will rise up. Me knowing that, okay, this will potentially damage my marriage. I have to die daily to this stuff. Like, I don't want to become no bitter, broken woman, divorced, because it will break and tear up your marriage. And so I'm not gonna lie, when God, if you're a lady in waiting and God sends you, a good man to help, and help you guys, or help you, and help whatever. This not gonna be something that you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this gonna be a breeze. No, it's not. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of hard work, especially if your child is a little bit older, because your child is stuck in their ways. They're like, who is this coming in? You ain't my daddy. And then you, like I said before in the last post, like you already have another parent that's already, so you co-parenting. Yeah. And so you already have that child's mother or father, whatever. So you don't know what they're saying, about your husband or your wife to that child. And so now here it is, you got a teenager, 14, 15, 16-year-old, and they looking like, man, whatever, that's your husband. He don't mean nothing to me. And so now you got a little bit of disrespect. So, you got to deal with all that. And so, you got to really be on your face with this, because this thing is hard. This is hard. It's a lot of hard work, but it's worth the work. Yeah. And it's a lot of hard work because it's so many complexities in the blended family. 2 daddies, 2 mamas, child support, drama. It's so many things that comes with being a blended family. Yeah, it's a process. But it's very important that we women relinquish that control, because if they're God can bless what is out of order. Yeah. And if you want your family to go to the next level, if you want your family to blend successfully, there's a lot of ways to blend bad, and there's a successful blend. And if you want your family to blend successfully together, you gotta put in the work. And I want to say this: if you do have a teenager that is, if you are married or you are considering marriage and you're in a courtship stage, and you have a teenager that is disrespectful to your spouse, you need to try to see, okay, what is the influence behind, my son or my daughter that's being, their ear, that's in their ear, like talking, because we have to see who our our child's influences are, who are speaking negative to them. Make sure, especially if you have a man that's a good man, that now if he a slob, I'll be talking about you too. Like, what he doing? But I mean, if he's a really good man, he's solid, he's strong, he's in the word, he's praying, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and you have a child that's kind of, then you have the spirit of jealousy that may be coming on, because that child may be thinking that you're taking mother or you're taking father away from me.
And men and ladies, the best way for a man for you to relinquish control is to see that man before the Lord. Come on, somebody.
That's very true.
If that man don't pray, that's the way you gonna let that control go.
Yeah.
If you catch that man in his Bible, in his face, reading books, developing himself, but in the presence of God daily, any woman to trust you, brother, that's a man.
Hey, Gina.
I mean, you gotta get, like I said, you gotta give women something to submit to.
Yeah.
And so fellas, if you on here and you a blended family, or you got a child, find yourself in his presence.
Yeah.
Because that woman to trust you, she'll let down guards. Because you got to understand, women have to fight for years and years to raise children on their own to make it work. So I would definitely understand why women have a trouble giving over that control, and it doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't. This is not a quick fix.
Nope.
It's not a quick fix at all. You got to really put the work in. You have to be willing to allow God to take you through levels of deliverance with that. It's like an onion. You got to peel off different little things off until you get to the core and root of that thing, and then you'll feel so relieved. Like, so relieved.
Yeah. So this is us. So do anybody got any questions?
I know last week someone had asked a question. They had asked,
she said, "What if the blended?" I forget. You remember?
No, the question I was going to say, somebody asked the question, Tiara, our sister Tiara, she asked the question about how long did it take for me to introduce Keith to James. So I said before, like, we went to church together. Hey guys, we went to church together, and so Keith saw James, but he didn't actually get a formal introduction to James. And so we met in February, and we actually started courting in March, and we were engaged in September. And so Keith met James very, very soon. But it wasn't just because,
But I met the brother in the house of God. I mean, hey, I ain't come to a crib. I ain't come to a crib like, what's going on, shorty? I'm your new daddy,
Nah, it wasn't nothing like that.
I met him in the Lord's house. He saw me worshiping. He saw me paying tithes. He saw me giving offering. You know what I'm saying? He saw me do that. So,
Hey, Tina!
He saw me doing it. So it wasn't like, she brought him to the crib and I saw him. He saw me.
Yeah.
I literally met him at the house of God.
I want to make sure that my son was comfortable, because we got married we got engaged really soon. Like within 4 or 5 months we were engaged. And so, I wanted to make sure that James was comfortable with the whole thing, but James actually literally loved Keith. He really loved, and he was so excited that he had like a positive male role model to look up to. And so it wasn't hard for me. It didn't take long for me to introduce him. I have a strong spirit of discernment. And so I knew that, I wasn't about to, I knew, because I like a little bit about me too. I wasn't a woman that was so hung up on, I got to get married. I can't wait to get married. It's nothing wrong with marriage. But my prayer, I was in the world, we all was. Yeah. But before I got saved, my prayer, when I got saved, and James was 1 year old, I asked God to cover me up. I didn't want to be seen, because I had my share of going to the clubs when I was very, very young. Before I can even get into the clubs, I had my share of partying, smoking, drinking, all of that stuff. And so when I got saved, I was like, oh my God, what is this? What have I been? And so I was promiscuous, in the world. And so I said, God, cover me up. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen right now. I just want to be in your presence. And so God literally put a veil over me, I wasn't seen. Like, I mean, I didn't have all these riffraffs and all this, these fools coming to me with, all this, hey, shawty, what up, all that stuff. God really put a shield of protection over me, because it wasn't just me, it was me and my seed, me and my son. And so, when God did reveal Keith, revealed me to Keith, my discernment was on point. Like, oh, okay, this ain't no counterfeit. Okay, I see what this is. Okay, and so I was ready to receive Keith.
Yeah. True that. You know what I'm saying? So any questions? We don't mind asking any questions. Last week we just gave an introduction. We had a bunch of different topics. Every week we're gonna hit a different topic that is specific to the blended family. But if you have any questions now, feel free to. I don't see the questions moving. If you have any questions now, we can feel free to answer those. If you have any questions, come on, some Q&A.
Laura, wait, somebody. I can't see what they said.
That's my cousin Ann. She was. She was.
Hey, cousin Angie. Hey, Laura.
Yeah. So if any questions, I know y'all got some questions. Come on, somebody. So if nobody have any questions, I want you to share this video. We'll be coming every week with a different topic, like I said. Next week, our topic, this is a good one. Because
I just want to make a comment real quick. I know a lot of women, you guys want
Laura.
to get married. Hey, sister. A lot of women, you guys want to get married, and marriage is very, 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 very beautiful. And I thank God for my marriage. But I also want to let you know that marriage is not no walk through the park.
Somebody said I did.
It's not a walk through the park. And what you get is what you put in it. And so if you're not putting nothing in your marriage, it's like a grass. If you're not watering that grass, if you're not feeding it, fertilizing it, that's going to die. And so, you want to make sure you're putting something in your marriage so you can get a beautiful blessing out of the marriage. You want to just sow seeds of discord in your marriage or seeds of dishonor. You want to build your spouse up, encourage your spouse, honor your spouse, let your spouse know how good they looking. Hello.
So we got a question by Kay Watkins. I understand it a little bit. I'm not sure. But basically, you said the kids get disrespectful when he's not around. That personality switch up.
Wow.
This is what you're saying when he's around. So basically, if those are his kids,
I would try to see if you have you tried to do some maybe one-on-one interactions with the kids, spending some time with them.
But you know what? He has to set that tone.
Yeah, absolutely.
If them his kids, and he want, if those his kids, he got to draw the line. Hey, I know this is not your mother, but this is my wife. You got to love her. You're going to respect her. Yeah. You're going to treat her like such because she love you. So it's up to the.
I'm trying to read what she said. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what she just said. Yes, she said yes. So it's up to the. That's why I was reading the question. It's his kid, so it's up to him to. He got to take up for you.
Yeah.
Because especially them kids are older, he has to set the standard and be like, hey, I love her, and if you mean well by them, and if you're treating them well, he has to set that standard. Yeah. Because if you go in there trying to set the standard, he not. You're gonna like the stepmother from hell, and then and they gonna run over you. Yeah. So
and somebody has to be bad talking them about you. Yeah. Because you know what? Unless the kids is just terrible, kids actually genuinely they can feed off your energy. And so I'm not saying you're doing it, but just try to be be loving to them. Try to do outings with them. If it's a girl, see if you want, let's go get our nails done, let's go have some me and your time. And you know what, they might be bucking right now, but if you love them kids unconditionally, they'll give in. They'll give in and ask God, I don't know if your husband's spiritual or not, but ask God to soften his heart, so when you do talk to him about the kids, he won't be thinking no, that ain't you looking at it wrong. Take it to the Lord in prayer. And take that stuff before God, and he'll see you through it. Yeah. So any more questions? Any more? Hey, Shoshana. Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, so any more questions? Anybody? Any more questions? Oh, there we go. I'm going to share. Okay. Any more questions? Anybody? Any more questions? Thank you so much. Next week's topic. Hey, Kendra. Next week's topic is gonna be accepting your mate's kids as your own. Yeah. How do you stop having kids?
Pastor Marshall, you use protection. What you mean?
Or you get a vasectomy,
or you pull out. I mean, one of the three. I mean, what you mean? Turn into a eunuch. I don't know. Wow, a lot of people are still not married. We could talk about that. So next we're going to talk about accepting his kids, her kids, our kids. Accepting your mate's kids as you own. Yeah. Ladies, let me tell you this. We're going to talk about next week. If that joker love you and hate your kids, you better run. You better run. How he going to love you and not love your kids? That's a disaster waiting to happen. When I met Tiffany, I knew it was a package deal. Yeah. Whenever you meet your spouse, either man or a woman, you gotta know this is a package deal, and you gotta love that kid, that boy, them girls, all them kids, just as much as you love her, or just as much as you love him, like you birthed them out. Yep. You gotta love them just the same. Yeah. So if that joker, I love you, but I can't deal with your son, you run. Because that's a disaster waiting to happen. It's disastrous.
Absolutely.
You got to run. So we're going to hit, that's going to be our topic next week.
Then that'd be a thing that now the kid is trying to compete for your attention.
It always be competition, but we got to save a little bit of that for next week. But we talking about package deal. Accepting your spouse or your mate children just as much as you accept them.
And you know what? Don't be so caught up in the gifts that somebody might be giving you and all this little, sweet nothings or whatever, that you miss what this person is actually saying to your child, or what this person is actually. You can put your discernment on, ladies. Don't be so in the clouds that you can't see what's really going on. Because these men, a lot of these men be really crazy.
Because if they can't stand your child, they'll beat them. They might molest them. They'll do all type of crazy stuff. If they love your child, don't love you, they'll treat them bad. Yeah. They'll look over them. They'll treat one better than the other. Yeah. No. And
don't think like, oh, maybe that's just me. I'm tripping. No, that's the Lord. That's the Lord giving you a warning sign.
And that go for the guys. If that woman don't love your child, your daughter, or your 8 kids, you got to think. You got to think about that. You got to think twice. 8, 6, 2. How many you got? You got to think twice. So next week, that'll be our topic. If y'all guys have any questions or comments or that you want us to hit next week, you put them in the comments. Once again, like this video, share this video. We thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate you guys' time tonight. We know the Empire is on. So.
Oh, Empire was on. Y'all missed it. I can go back and watch it, so I wasn't tripping.
We thank y'all for watching and tuning in with us tonight. We love you all. Thank you guys.
And one more thing. Go like our Facebook page, Black and Blended. It's if you look into the video, the link is up there. Go like our page. And we're going to keep you updated on what we're doing next, okay? Yes. We love you guys.
We love blessed. You all. Thank you.
And our motto is, if you keep the family alive, you will keep God's church alive.
Amen. Absolutely. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. We love you all. Thank y'all so much.